Do you feel like you need to be seeing tangible success to believe in yourself?
You know, I still kind of teeter totter, however you want to put it. With
No,
it.
no, you gotta explain that. Why this tea that tada pepper pie the pig? Pepper
nah,
pie.
nah, so
She saw, and she saw.
so for me, like I'm still at a point where I can say good things about myself and I'll believe it. But then the next day, I'm like, I'm starting to believe that those tangible things, it's not even important for real. Because even somebody like J. Cole, he's successful, but I seen a whole bunch of interviews where he'll sit there and say, like, yo, I got all this money, but you still not happy. Like, okay.
Well, we obviously know why that is.
Yeah.
Most people who say that is simply because they are void of the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
This is so simple.
Yeah.
And you say that to them and they're like, huh?
Yeah.
You know?
But like his discernment, I feel like is at an all-time high. Like he know who to deal with, who not to, or just I'm chilling. This music industry as a whole, like before we were born, the history of the industry and what it is now, if you really think about it, I feel like that's really the devil's playground. That's where he likes to play. That's where he knows, like, okay, I can do this over here. I can do this with this person. Da, 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 da. It's he has so many toys to play with in that industry.
Music in general is not demonic. Like anything, you can abuse things. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why, like, even though I don't listen to secular music, I still listen to music that is uplifting.
Right.
Music that, is empowering, inspiring. The lyrics, are very important, obviously.
Right.
But also, like, for me, I look at producers now. It's just like one of the things now that I'm, walking with God. I'm looking at producers, like I'm looking at that page trying to see, because sometimes I just like listening to instrumentals.
I do that a lot.
For real. But even with instrumentals, like some people be putting certain frequency sounds in there that can activate certain things within you subconsciously. And so you even got to be careful with that, because obviously the devil knows what things to put in and what not to kind of get reactions.
One of my producer friends, he had broke that down.
Yeah.
It was so much information that it was just I couldn't write everything down. I couldn't. It was just so many, and it was crazy because we were supposed to have a session that day. I was supposed to be recording, but we just got into it about certain frequencies, certain sounds.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, so this sound right here is this color, and this color means this, and this, and this, and this. He was just going down the line. I'm like, yo.
It really can alternate your whole reality. And so the devil uses that and I mean, again, if he was a covering, if he was a cherub, he had access to so much knowledge, and so of course he's gonna come and abuse that, use us to fulfill his desires.
Right.
And one of the key things is the entertainment industry, period. I mean, I actually feel like movies is more demonic than music.
Oh yeah, you
personally,
know what? Listen,
because
I'm like, yo, I seen it's a few movies that I watched and I was like, yeah, I'm not about to watch that again. Nah, that's too crazy. Because I'm looking like now how I think when I look at a movie.
Yeah.
If it's dealing with if it's a movie about, that type of realm, the spirit realm and what happens and everything, and I'm like, all right, one of these writers, they really know something.
Oh my gosh.
And they trying to tell you something. This is not just entertainment. Like they really, whoever the writer is, whoever the writers are,
they are all the way opened up.
They'll sit there and tell you the truth. And most people, they're looking at it like, oh, that was so good. No, it won't.
But back to music, I think with music though, it is definitely a power hungry race. You know, want to get to the number one top spot.
Right.
When I get this award and get that award, then now my price can go up.
Right.
Like it's very ego driven.
Yes.
It's very you know, you have people, you're my idol, you're my idol. God says, put no idols before me.
Right.
So that's why even me doing music and doing what I'm doing, like, I got to be very, very careful.
Yeah.
And even, you know, some people will still be like, I love you so much. My response will always be every time, thank God. Like, thank God. Like, for real, praise God, thank God. It's not, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. No, thank God.
Right.
You know, like every time, just make sure that you don't fall down that slippery slope because it can be easy to get caught up in the hype.
Oh, yeah.
That's why many gospel artists backslide. They get millions and now they're like, well, God just blessed me and, you know.
That genre right there, that I feel like that's even worse too.
I mean,
some folks faking.
It's only worse because they know better. It's lukewarmness. God says he prefer you be hot or cold. I think there needs to be more artists though that not necessarily identify as Christian artists, but they are clearly Christians.
Right.
Without having to say that they are.
Yeah.
You know, I for one think that I'm one of those people. As long as it's not compromised music. Compromised music to me is personally when it's all about self. Again, it's ego driven when it's all about trying to fit a certain narrative, trying to manipulate people's opinions about a thing, or you know, introduce some type of toxic thought, or try to demeanor a person or a situation so that, you know, we can call it vibes.
Right.
You know, like that to me is just dead. Like, what are we getting from that?
Like an artist, like, I'm not even gonna say artist, a person like Sunday, if God told him to stop, he'll do it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's how it has to be.
Yeah.
That's literally how it has to be with any of us. You know, like we know, for example, with Abraham.
Yeah.
Like his son that he waited for how old was Abraham when he had Isaac? Like, wasn't he 100 and something?
Crazy.
My man waited time.
Right.
You get it? And then he had to sacrifice the one thing he waited for. And then he was about to do it. And then God was like, eh.
Right.
You know? Sometimes that will be a test. Like, are you sure that you love me? Are you willing to give it all up? All right, let me test.
Right.
You know? And you have to be prepared for that because it could happen. It might not, but it could happen.
Yeah.
That can be the deception with the music industry. It's like you got the money, you got the fame, you got the flashing lights, the flashing, you know, material things, and everything looks grandiose. But was that really from God? Did God actually bless you with that?
Right.
Because people generally get this thing twisted.
Yeah.
Just because you got all these material things that most people work their life trying to achieve.
Right.
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's not going anywhere with you when you die.
Right. Right.
That thing is going to be sold.
Yeah.
Or passed down to whoever.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going anywhere with you. That doesn't justify your soul, your salvation. It doesn't justify none of that. It's nice if you have it.
Yeah.
It's even better if it was blessed by God.
Right.
You get it? Like,
Yeah.
it's because you've got that and you've also truly got peace.
Right.
And joy. Most of the people don't sleep at night. One of the things that I realized and why things weren't going the way I wanted it to go for a long time musically was because I had made music an idol. I didn't know that until God humbled me and made sure that everything that I was trying to do didn't work.
Lauren did say, how you gonna win if you're not right within? That's what she said that.
She did say it, and she said it a few times.
She said
So yeah, man, like I love doing music. I know you love doing music. We're both passionate about it. at some point, I do think every musician is at a crossroad where they're faced with a deal, especially if you're making waves.
Right.
And a lot of them take it. And we see a lot of them take it,
Yeah.
especially Disney stars.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I heard.
Disney stars are the worst. They're the worst.
Those, Disney, Nickelodeon,
they're the worst.
man.
I mean, they
be going through some stuff. Most of them, they're kids at the time.
Yeah, true. Very true. So they get indoctrinated, basically.
I'll sit there and look at the music industry and be like, yo. I look at it like, yo, this is really what it is. But I'm like, yo, I don't think I want to be a part of that, though.
I know we've had this convo many times.
You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like, again, and I'm going to ask you straight up.
Okay.
What type of artist do you want to be? See, you should already have that answer.
Yeah.
For real, which means that you don't really know yet.
No, my thing is like I want to experiment with different types of music, but in a way where it's good. You feel good about it.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm not out here trying to put anybody down, or I'm not out here trying to cause chaos or add negativity to what's already going on.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be like real, genuine, feel good music.
And so my question with doing that is the goal, and you don't even have to say that right now, but there has to be a long-term goal with that.
My whole thing is like, all right, so I see what people are attracted to. Like right now, when I look, like if I take myself out of the equation and I'm looking at it like how I'm looking over the board, I'm like, okay, so these people are attracted to this type of thing.
Yeah.
I don't make this type of thing.
Yeah.
So where do I fit in?
Yeah. The fact that you don't fit in is your strength. That's how you have to look at it, because that's how I look at it. That is your strength.
All right. So my question is all right, where are those type of people?
First of all, take yourself out of the music industry.
Yeah.
That's number one. Make music. Don't look at yourself as in this industry. If that's what happens, then calm, but just make music and be good at it. Be consistent at it. Put it out. Forget all this. We got to drop it on Friday because it gets added to the playlist. That's the industry standard.
Yeah.
When we're just making good music, we are doing it outside of the standard of the industry. When you begin to do that, there's the pressure. Hey, that weight is off. The weight is gone. And actually, God can be able to work with you and speak to you and give you a bit more clarity and direction, because now you're not focusing on what they got going on over there.
Right.
You're just locked in on what you got going on.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And so by that, you are now opening up yourself to receive the next step, quite frankly. You just got to take yourself out of the mindset of the industry this, and so I have to that. If you're not playing their game book, why are you thinking about what they're doing? If you're playing their game book, then hell yeah, you need to be checking Billboard charts. You need to be looking at all of that stuff 100%,
Right.
because that's the game you want to play.
Right.
But if that's not the game you're trying to play, then leave them to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't count myself as I'm a this, because the moment you do that, you label yourself and you kind of, you kind of put pressure on yourself that doesn't necessarily need to be there. So I, again, to anybody, who is like us, like that makes music, passionate about music, like, and you're trying to figure it out, like the best thing you could do is stop focusing on what the industry standard is. They're not God. They didn't give you your gift. We keep acting like they are the ones that's going to do everything, can enhance us, and there's no way around it. There absolutely is. It's 2024 now.
Yeah.
Maybe 50 years ago, I'll probably be saying something different, you know, but in this day and age, there's only so much gatekeeping they are able to do. And again, it really just depends on the type of artist you want to be. Do you care about all them awards and them shows and being invited to this party? Do you care about all of that? As a child of God, the answer should be no. Like for real. If you're literally like diligently seeking God, none of those things should even matter. They're worldly things, worldly desires. They're not kingdom things or kingdom desires. And so listen, use your gift and run as fast as you can and don't look back. Word of the day.
So Dad, camera one, it knocked out. Camera one, it's not working now. Camera one's not working. Dang it. It's all good. But listen.
No.
But anyway, you weren't just talking to me, you were talking to a whole bunch of people out here.
I actually feel comfortable like looking at you when I'm speaking as opposed to looking at the camera. Because I feel like we're just talking.
That's what it is.
That's why, yeah.
Faith Podcast, Real Talk. Subscribe, like, like the Instagram page, Faith Podcast, Real Talk. Follow us.
Yes.
YouTube, Faith Podcast, Real Talk.